On this occasion we will discuss the shortcomings and problems. Here are some problems that might be found in buildings with tropical climate. 1. Climate elements. Meteorological elements consist of atmospheric composition, pressure, solar radiation, temperature, wind, humidity, and cloud formation. 2. Comfortable area. Climatic bioscheme. When humans move on, they will release heat and will come out of the body in the form of sweat. In addition to heat obtained from the body, heat also comes from outside the body. 3. Sun and the design process. When the sun is one element that affects human comfort, the role of the sun in the design process can be a source that is used as a natural lighting element but can also be an element that must be avoided because it causes temperature increases and glare. 4. Orientation and planning. It should be noted when making a building design requires accurate data regarding the condition of the site, climate, direction of the arrival of sunlight and wind, and the concept of planning that is used as an issue. 5. Ventilation. In a building plan required ventilation or openings that can control airflow, where the airflow is functioning so that the room is not stuffy. This is because the air from outside will drain hot air out of the building. 6. Landscapes. Functions of plants include view control, physical barriers, climate control, erosion prevention, animal habitat, and aesthetic functions. 7. Cooling equipment. With the presence of solar cycles that come throughout the year, the buildings in tropical climate areas require cooling of the room. 8. Analysis and design. In a tropical climate distinguished by two regions, namely hot and dry climate and hot and humid climate. Dry means that it rarely rains, while moisture means rain often occurs. After discussing the possible problems in buildings in tropical climates, we will now discuss the terms or criteria of buildings in tropical climates. 1. Thermal comfort. Efforts to obtain thermal comfort are mainly to reduce heat gain, provide sufficient airflow and bring heat out of the building and prevent heat radiation, both direct radiation from the sun and from the hot inner surface. 2. Airflow through buildings, to meet health needs, namely the provision of oxygen for breathing, carrying smoke and water vapor out of the room, reducing the concentration of gases and bacteria and eliminating odors. 3. Heat radiation. Heat radiation can occur by sunlight which directly enters the building and from the surface that is hotter than the surroundings, to prevent it from being used by shading devices, sun shading device. After discussing the tropical climate, an example of an office building located in the Sudirman area, Jakarta, will be analyzed. The office building is the Intaland Tower building. Intaland building, or better known as Wisma Dharma Sakti, is a tall building that is very suitable for the tropics. The Paul Rudolph building that was built in 1984 to 1985 is a very unique building designed. A very interesting and artistic facade game of this building has many advantages in relation to the tropical climate. Rudolph was inspired by the shape of roofs in Indonesia, which has overstuck because it responds to its tropical climate so that if the building is not directly exposed to sunlight, there are also large enough voids so that the cool air is still felt on the ground without being rain wind feeling it. Even in initial planning, this building actually does not need to use air conditioning. But over time and the greenhouse effect has given a quite severe and erratic heat, eventually the building uses air conditioning. However, the corridor is still not needed because the cool air can still enter. Lighting the lights during the day is also not very necessary in the corridor because sunlight can still enter without the user feeling hot or raining. With the use of inclined planes on the facade that function as canopies and sun louver, sun shield, makes the air in the room not hot and the voids in the middle of the building make air circulation run well. The presence of green vines makes the air atmosphere cool around the building. This building also has a basic principle of working with climate, utilizing natural energy conditions and sources, through the green architecture approach of buildings adapting to their environment. This is done by utilizing the surrounding natural, climate and environmental conditions in the form and operation of the building. What is not other than the climate and environment around the place where the building is in the building is a tropical climate.